Hey there, YouTube, and now for something completely different. This is the beginning of my Sims 4 Queer Legacy Challenge. And what that means is just that I am playing the Sims 4 Legacy Challenge, but trying to make it as queer as gosh darn possible. So, the Legacy Challenge gives you actually a lot of options in terms of equality and, like, all the marriages can be whatever gender you want. All the inheritance, you can make it whatever gender you want. So there's a lot of opportunities to, queer things up in general. But specifically, I am going to try to have some queerness with the characters that I'm playing with and make it a little fun. So I started out with my founder. This is Jayden Queer. Jayden is a black trans woman. She identifies as a lesbian. She is into style and fashion. And she has recently moved to this gigantic lot that we have to start her in, according to the rules of the challenge, and has a very tiny, basically, bathroom sitting on the lot, and that is all that she has. So we decided to start out doing some fishing to see if maybe catching fish would make some money, hopefully. And now we've noticed some women hanging out fishing in our neighborhood, so we're trying to meet some of them to see if any of them might be, a potential thing. Um, Turns out Dolly was unemployed. We're not too into that, so gonna go meet Brianna. By the way, just so you know, this particular video and probably some of the others in this series will be voiced over rather than my audio being recorded live as I was doing it because my um, computer setup sometimes doesn't want to do audio at the same time, so we're just going to work with that. Hopefully it won't be too jarring. So it looks like Brianna is a stay-at-home mom, which is cool, but one of her traits is lazy. I don't know if that's going to be great for our kind of go-getter, um, ambitious sim Jayden. As far as the rules of this, I will try to remember to drop a link, but you can find it anywhere if you just look at Sims 4 Legacy Challenge. There's a lot of, well, there's not a lot of rules, but there's a lot of ways to score points in this. So it is going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to focus, I'm not going to have like a very specific strategy around points, but just going to try to do this as naturally as possible. I've never done a challenge. I played The Sims since the first one. I mean, I used to play like SimCity 2000, and when The Sims came out, I was super excited. I love this kind of game, and I've had each one ever since. Right now, I have just the Get to Work pack on this, so anything with other packs we will be skipping. Um, but going to try to do as much as I can within the what I have. So for example, fishing is not something I would normally do in this game, but we're trying it out because we want to see if it will earn us any money. Because one of the challenges of starting this is you start your founder out on this 50 by 50 lot with only 1,800 simoleons, and you have to figure out how to go from there and achieve various things that are going to require some money at least, which is pretty tough. So I'm trying to look for some way that Jayden can maybe earn a bit of money, perhaps through her fish. Unfortunately, though, after we've been playing a while, it looks like this fishing spot actually is too difficult for Jayden. So we are zooming out on this great big giant lot. And this is the, like, literally, I had enough money to build a bathroom. So she's going to pee. I don't know if that was actually the best use of my initial funds, but whatever. Gonna pee and then going to go for a little bit of a travel jaunt to try to meet some folks and maybe also meet some of her needs while she's at it. You have the option to travel with other Sims, but in this case we're traveling alone because neither of the two people we met are of particular interest. It is pretty important in this game to have a spouse and move them in because you can only move in a spouse and you eventually need to have kids, and I think it's required to be married in this game to have the kids. And the spouse can earn points as well. So we are going to start kind of going out on the prowl pretty quickly so that we can have another adult in our house and they can both be doing things towards points. So Jayden's going to take a seat at the Rattlesnake Juice Bar here in Oasis Springs. Went for a little bit of a trek here. and see who's showing up. And unfortunately, it looks like our initial crop of bar folks is a lot of basic white dudes, gonna be honest. So that's not so great. And we found out that the bartender is non-committal, which is, I mean, one, this person doesn't, I'm guessing doesn't have a female gender identity, but even if they do, Jayden is really a romantic and like looking for a soulmate kind of thing. Like she is on it. She is ready to find the person for her, and so probably a non-committal sim is not the best choice. When we're looking at sims, so we can't add in our own because we would be able to pick and choose traits. We can get to know them and chat with them and find out what their traits are and see if they seem compatible or like something we're looking for. I don't think it really matters. You want to try to have unique traits among spouses throughout the challenge, but they don't need to be unique compared to the founder. So, or compared to the heir later on. So, you know, I think it's okay to have similar traits if that's going to be a good compatibility thing. So we're going to just do introductions with a few different folks and then try to use some of the interactions that will help us to get to know what they're all about and maybe what some of their traits are, what they do for a living, and of course the all-important question, are they single? And Jayden's feeling flirty, so she gets to do some flirty introductions, which is always fun. Unfortunately, there's this thing I've noticed in The Sims 4 where sometimes it just won't pick up on the introduction you're trying to do, particularly if you're in a conversation with a group. I don't know why it is. And now her flirty is worn off, so we can't do that kind of introduction anymore, which is a sad thing. But it looks like this Jill person's kind of cool. We're able to do things like discuss. Ooh, mean, not cool. We're able to do things like discuss outfits because Jayden is in the style influencer career track. Thought that would be perfect for her. She's super into fashion. That's one of her major interests, and so she also loves online. She's a lot of her early on in her transition, a lot of her community she found online, and she's just super into um, blogging, vlogging, etc. And so she gets to write columns about style and fashion, and she's really into that. But she's just at level 1 of her career right now, so she's kind of starting out. So Valentina, despite the awesome skirt, is apparently a snob. So again, I don't know if that is great. Also a bar regular. I don't know if that says anything about anyone in particular. Jayden is much more of a party girl than I am. She's down with hanging out at the bar, so I don't think that's a negative necessarily. I do think this jean jacket might be a negative. Gonna be honest, Jill. Don't know what's going on with the jean jacket, but what do I know? And now we're gonna start to try to find out, are these people even single? Oh god, it's Nancy Landgrab. Never go for Nancy Landgrab. Okay, so Jill is married to Tori. Now, spoiler alert, I found out later. I'm pretty sure Tori is actually a male sim. I assumed when I saw this first time that Jill was a married lesbian, and I was like, how married? There's no polyamory in this game, so it's kind of sad. If you want, you can totally go after a married person, but then you're cheating. So like that's not really cool. But still, I at this point was still kind of waffling. Now this one, Alex, I think I spotted nerd, and I mean Jayden's pretty cool. Jayden's into fashion and all that, but like she's online. She's got her geeky side. She knows the memes. She can hang out with the nerds. So we're going to say hi to Alex as well. Okay, so materialistic, lazy, and a glutton. That's not the best combination of traits. Especially materialistic's going to be kind of tough right now because we do not have stuff. I think it might be hard to keep a materialistic sim interested. And a glutton probably means we have to cook them a lot of food. Although I do like freelance artist, that's a pretty compatible career given that Jayden is into style and fashion. So, and it's nice that like she has a job. Um, because since Jayden's really kind of struggling right now financially, maybe dating someone with a job, not a terrible idea. So we're gonna find out whether Alex is single. Ooh, who is this? Hello. Somebody walked by with a tummy. Who is that? It's so hard to click on people. Stephanie. And now Jayden is getting a little bit funnier as we have these conversations, so that doesn't hurt. But let's check out. No, we don't want to visit the gym. Let's check out Stephanie. What is Stephanie's deal? Okay, Alex is single, so that's a good sign. I also noticed that some of these Sims are young adults and some are adults. Jayden is a young adult, which I think means... I don't know if you can date adults when you're a young adult. I feel like you may have to be in the exact same age bracket, but I'm not totally sure. It may be that young adult, adult, and elder can all date. We also have Allison over here with the kind of amazing curly hair. So we're gonna like find out a little bit about Allison. Talk about her dreams. Allison is unemployed. It's not a deal breaker, but it would be nice to date a sim who also has a job. Gotta be realistic here. Sometimes you have to be a little bit pragmatic. But what about Stephanie with the daring outfit choice? Okay, Allison's a goofball. That's kind of fun. Nothing wrong with a goofball. But what about Stephanie? Want to learn more about Stephanie. Ask about career. Sorry, there will be occasional... I turn most things off, but sometimes there'll be a notification like that flux thing that just popped up. Because I'm not perfect. This is another thing that I think is just a glitch, is sometimes the queue is full even when you only have 3 or 4 actions, and the total queue limit is 8, so that doesn't really make sense, but it happens sometimes. We can live with it. Okay, so Stephanie, also unemployed. We have a lot of unemployed Sims in this bar. I don't know where they're getting their drinking money from, but Stephanie is also a slob, which is like okay. I think Jayden is on the neater side, but that's not a deal breaker either for her. And Stephanie is single, so good. We got a few single folks. I think Jill is the only one so far that has been married. Okay, the bartender is evil. I don't know what we're doing with the evil bartender. That's a little bit concerning. Please don't roofie my drink, sir. Okay, we have some kind of limited options right now with Stephanie. But we're feeling inspired, so we can tell her about our new idea. Maybe we've got an idea related to fashion. She seems like a pretty fashionable type. Loving that asymmetrical queer haircut. Just checking to see if there's anything we missed that we learned. Doesn't look like it. I think we saw all this. Yes. Okay. Cool. So I think we're going to wrap up here soon. And if you enjoy this, leave a comment. Let me know what else you would like to see Jayden explore. And you will get a chance to vote for the heir in coming episodes. So, yeah, I would love to hear your feedback on this Sims 4 Queer Legacy Challenge.